sweaty potato wearing a €3 jumper that doesn't even fit me anymore, checking in. God damn it. Come stiamo la mia famiglia di patatine fritte? That means hello family of potato wedges if you don't speak Italian. But you read the title of the video. We are back with another day of just eating a shitload of calories, whatever the hell I want, because for some reason you really enjoy watching me put food into my mouth and eating it. So that is exactly what we are going to do today. I've cut my calories back to maintenance throughout the week. We have a few more calories to play with, and that's something that a lot of you have been asking me. Yes, I do compensate a little bit for these, so I cut my calories back just a little bit to maintenance, like 3,500, 3,600 calories throughout the week. Also sometimes add in like 20 minutes of Stairmaster like 3 or 4 days leading up to these days to create another little bit of a buffer. So yeah, let's get going. I'm ready to eat some good ass food. But you know, I always like to intertwine. Oh god. I always like to have a little topic inside of these videos, and seeing as the last one was how to calculate your calories video, I thought why not continue on from that little series and do a how to calculate your macros video. So that is going to be the topic of this video. Let me whip up my hairdo just a little. There's people looking at me very strangely over here. Have a bit of a shower and check in with you at meal numero uno. Boop. So here we go, this is going to be the post-workout meal. We have swept up the old hairdo very nicely and we are ready to eat. But essentially, I have a little plan for tonight, and you know I usually have cereal in the evening, but I want to get my little cereal kick now because a day without cereal is a day not worth living. But along with the cereal, we have these two bad boys. But I actually popped into Super Value post-workout just to see what they had, and they had some Muju on offer, which I decided to get for the milk, but then these PopTarts caught my eye and I had to pick them up. So we are going for this Choc-tastic, the chocolate flavor. I'm not really sure what to expect. And then we're gonna have the whole 750ml of Muju with some cereals. So need a scale, just because I'm weighing everything out once again for tomorrow. A bowl, or a Tupperware even. And we have a fresh box of the beautiful O's. Woo! Dear God, that is one huge bag of Cheerios. Clearly we're not going for the whole 800 grams, but let's open it up. So we're gonna weigh out whatever serving I think suitable. So there we go, roughly 180 grams of the Cheerios, pretty much the full Tupperware. And that for the milk, which I'll fill up later. Now all we have to do is open up these bad boys. I think I'm gonna have 4, so half of the packet of the Pop-Tarts. There we go, 2 packets, which is 4 Pop-Tarts in total. Get a plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now before I put these in the toaster and fill up the bowl of cereal, let's get to the first macronutrient, and that is protein. Boom! So although I am going to be referencing a ton of papers below for this video, the main one that I'm going to be using is that of Eric Helms and Alan Aragon 2014, titled The Evidence-Based Recommendations for Natural Bodybuilding, Contest Preparation, Nutrition and Supplementation. A very good read, which I will link down below with a ton of good links in it. So let's go! How much protein? How much protein do you need per day to make all kinds
Yeah. Oh shit.
of gains? Well, as you can see in the paper, athletes require higher protein intakes to support increased activity, and strength athletes benefit from these higher intakes to support the growth of new lean body mass. Therefore, overall, as concluded by Phillips and Van Loon 2011, protein intakes in the range of 1.3 to 1.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day consumed as 3 to 4 isonitrogenous meals will allow to maximize muscle protein synthesis. However, these recommendations may also be dependent on training status, along with more protein to be consumed during periods of high frequency, intense training. Furthermore, elevated protein intakes as high as 1.8 to 2 grams per kilogram per day may be required depending on the severity of your calorie deficit in order to prevent lean body mass losses during periods of energy restriction. In fact, in another paper by Helms et al. 2014, the authors showed that protein needs for energy restricted resistance trained athletes can be up to 2.3 to 3.1 grams per kilogram of fat-free mass, or or even more depending on the severity of your calorie restriction and leanness. Therefore, overall, if you really want my personal opinion, even though intakes as low as that 1.3 grams per kilogram of protein have been shown to be sufficed to stimulate MPS, I would still advocate an intake of roughly 2.2 grams per kilogram or 1 gram per pound to be best when at maintenance or above, with higher ranges of 2.2 to 3 grams per kilogram advised for those either extremely lean or those undergoing a period in a calorie deficit, as much like Helm stated, it appears that this range is the most consistently protective intake against losses in lean tissue. So now that is protein out the way. And I will touch on fat in the next meal, but let's toast up these PopTartitos. Let's toast up these Pop-Tarts, fill up the bowl of cereal, and get a little taste test for you. Bring them over to the toaster. 1, 2, boop. Beautiful. A little bit of a crisp on there. 3, 4, boop. Beautiful. That is that. Now we need to get a spoon for the cereal. Yeah. Big one. Now let's fill this bad boy up. Perfect. So here we go. Let's get these soaking and then get a taste of the Pop-Tarts while they're still warm. First Pop-Tart. I'm gonna give you an honest review, but cheers. Ooh, it's got chocolate inside it. Not bad. It's not that good, to be honest. Okay, yeah. Sort of growing on me a little bit. I'd say there's so many better flavors out there, but this one is all we have in Ireland. Chocolate and strawberry for now, I think. Not bad, not bad. All the goo is nice and melted inside. I don't know if you can see that, but overall I'd give it a solid 6.5, 7 out of 10. Let's give you a taste test of the Cheerios. I already know what Cheerios taste like. One of my favorite cereals by far. Oh yes. There's something about them, just very basic, well-rounded cereal. And the Mujo, I have to say, is definitely better than the whey protein as the milk. So yeah, that is that. I will check in with you at the next meal where we will go over everything you need to know about calculating your fat intake. Oh. Ooh. Boop. So what is up, fam? We have taken a little detour back in the hermit car. I'm so lonely. Please be my friend. But you can see we're at Dunnes Stores and the sun has actually come out. The sun will come out tomorrow. Fun fact, I actually used to sing that in my school play. But what I really like about these days is being able to drive around different grocery stores, and it's far more enjoyable shopping because you look at food differently. You're like, oh my god, I can actually have that this time. So yeah, we picked up a few things for the next meal, but of course, you all know one cannot go to Dunnes Stores and not get tempted by the old bakery aisle. So we picked up this beautiful item of food. It's called a donut, for those unaware. It's a white chocolate with a little raspberry sprinkly dinkly doos.
Diddly diddly daddly. Shut the diddly daddler.
These videos are getting way too strange. We're going from 1 minute eating a donut to the next talking about the science about dietary fat intake. Oh, look at the sun glistening on this bad boy. It's not filled, it's just a regular donut, but you know the key to my heart is white chocolate, and the icing is white chocolate with a little raspberry sprinkly dinkly doos. 8 out of 10. Not the best one I've had, but definitely goes down a treat. It's starting to melt, it's still roasting in this car. There we go, last bite. What was that? 3 bites and the donut has been demolished by Mr. Potato. So I will check in with you at that next meal, talking all about dietary fat. Boop. So this is going to be the next proper meal. So we have a baguette, which we picked up while we were in Dunnes Stores shopping for the donut. And then we also picked up some of this as pre-cooked chicken tikka pieces, and then some reduced fat cheese. I know it's reduced fat, but that's all we had in the fridge. So we are going to make up a chicken tikka cheese baguette. I need a knife, a chopping board. Now we need to slice this down the middle. Beautiful. Then I am thinking we are going to go for about half the packet of the chicken tikka inside of the baguette. Beautiful. So there you go. You can see we use pretty much half of the packet. Next, we need to add some of the cheese. So there you go, cheese on top. And yes, we did weigh it out. It came out at about 2 servings, so 60 grams in total of cheese. Now all we have to do is toast this bad boy up to the grill. Oh, Jesus, that was close. To the grill. Boop. Lighter, turn it on. Boop. Oh, shoot. Pop it in the middle, and in she goes, and out she goes. Woohoo, baby! So that is gonna be the next meal to take me over. And what better way to top a cheddar cheese and chicken tikka baguette than with a packet of cheddar cheese snack jacks, little rice cakes. I know they're only 85 calories, but they complement this baguette very nicely. So before we dive into this, let's go over Fat 101. How much dietary fat do you need to be eating per day to make all kinds of gains? Well, firstly, as stated in the paper entitled Macronutrient Considerations for the Sport of Bodybuilding by Lambert et al. 2004, a high-fat diet appears to impair high-intensity exercise performance relative to a higher carbohydrate diet. So I guess that's sort of as expected. I mean, carbs are our preferred source of energy, so by decreasing them in favor of fats, you're probably going to see a little bit of a performance decrement. But that doesn't mean you need to go super low fat either. Because as seen in the paper by Salonen et al. 2004, diets with insufficient fat and or excessive protein may actually compromise the anabolic hormonal environment, in particular testosterone and free testosterone. With another paper by Hamalainen et al. 1983 confirming this, showing that a reduction of dietary fat from 40% energy intake to less than 25% resulted in a 15% decline in total testosterone levels. But as per Helms's paper, a drop in testosterone doesn't necessarily equate to a reduction in lean body mass, as indirect studies of resistance-trained athletes undergoing calorically restricted high-protein diets, low-fat interventions that maintain carbohydrate levels appear to be more effective at preventing lean body mass losses than lower carbohydrate, higher fat approaches. Or in layman's terms, these results actually indicate that attempting to maintain resistance training performance with a higher carb diet is more effective for lean body mass retention than attempting to maintain testosterone levels with a higher fat intake. Therefore, overall, as per my own personal recommendation and as per Lambert et al. 2014's review, whether cutting or bulking, a moderate fat intake of 15 to 20% of total energy intake with some saturated fat seems best, as this allows you to reap the benefits of maintaining anabolic hormone concentrations, but most importantly, also having the higher carbs for performance and facilitating room for additional protein for muscle mass accretion. So there you go, 15 to 20% of total calorie intake going towards fat. So I am going to go into the last macronutrient, carbohydrates in the last meal. But for now, let's eat. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna have to heat this meal up. So let's give you a nice little taste test. This bad boy is gonna be very good. I can already feel it. Oh, oh man, it's hot. Man, that chicken tikka is very, very good. It adds just a little bit of a spice to it, and then the cheese on top. Ba-doing! Very good. It's like dripping in cheese. Molto buono. A taste test of these bad boys. Look guys, no artificial colors and low in saturated fat. Very healthy for you. What do they do? Ooh, okay, they're like little sort of rice cakes or rice chips. Ooh, man, these are good. Per pack you're talking only 85 calories, but I mean, they're tasty, so. that is therefore gonna be the next meal, and probably take me over until dinner, where I will check in with you and talk about carbohydrates. So this is what we're working for dinner. I need to be a little bit quiet because my parents are in the next room watching a bit of TV. We got the white light going. But shortly after finishing that chicken tikka roll, we strolled down to Lidl to see what they had on offer for dinner, and it was between this time a beef lasagna or a Hawaiian pizza. So you've seen it was a tough choice, but we stuck with the Hawaiian. But we put the pizza in about 20 minutes ago and I think it could be ready. Always use protection. Ooh, baby. There we go. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, there we go. Turn it off. Chopping board. Go. Onto the chopping board. Like so. Now we need to slice it. Beautiful. There we go. One pizza cooked to perfection. So while I let this bad boy cool down, let's cover the last macronutrient that you need to calculate: carbohydrates. Hopefully you know by now that carbs are your main source of energy, and this is important because, as seen in the paper by Leverett and Abernethy 1999, inadequate carbohydrate consumption can actually impair strength training performance. Which, come on guys, in terms of hypertrophy is in no way beneficial. So overall, carbohydrates should be maintained nice and high and should make up the rest of the calories that you have available after having already assigned your protein and your fats, okay? As in a deficit, you're probably going to maintain more muscle, as per Mettler et al. 2010 study, who found that a reduction coming from dietary fat, not carbohydrate, with a focus on maintaining adequate carbohydrate, of course with increasing protein to roughly 2.3 grams per kilogram, maintained performance and almost completely eliminated lean body mass losses compared to those who adopted a higher fat, lower carbohydrate diet. And when in a surplus, hopefully you already saw my carb overfeeding video on why higher carbs are beneficial when in a surplus opposed to fat. So that is that. So what I'm going to do is have a little screenshot of the calculation method on how to assign your carbohydrates after having already done your protein and your fat, because it is a little bit complicated and I don't want to make this video any longer than it has to be. But screenshot the next snap in 3, 2, 1. So hopefully that was beneficial. Now let's dive into the Hawaiian. Ooh, nice little bit of pineapple and some ham on top. Cheers. Not bad at all. They sort of skimp on the ham and the pineapple, but overall it's still a pretty solid pizza, to be honest. So here we go, this one's got a nice bit of ham. It's a little bit more full than the other one. That's good. Comment below, are you team crust or team no crust? Personally, I eat the whole damn thing. Oh. So this is going to be dinner. I'm probably going to have one more meal, which I already know what it's going to be. But for now, let me dive into my pizza and check in with you at the next meal. So, hopefully by now you know the Kappa routine, but you're probably wondering what I had planned, seeing as though it wasn't going to be cereal. But essentially, we stuck to our usual tub of Halo Top. Unfortunately, it was my least favourite peanut butter flavour, but that's all that Tesco had in stock. But then, instead of cereal, I've always been partial to an old bicky, or biscuit, which I haven't had on these days of eating before, so I wanted to have those instead of my cereal. And you saw in Lidl, while picking up the pizza, I knew I was going to find something, so it was between Jaffa cakes and chocolate digestives. But we went for the digestive, and a solid 12 of them with the ice cream to finish off the day. Now, one final thing I do want to say about macros is that of course there are going to be individual variations in what numbers you need to hit, and I don't want you to think that the numbers that I've suggested in this video are the only ones that you should use, okay? For example, as seen in the study by Shai et al. 2008, Mediterranean or low carbohydrate diets may be effective alternatives to lower fat diets for obese subjects, as they may have more favorable effects on lipid lipid and glycemic control. So if you're obese and more insulin resistant, a lower carb diet might be better for you, meaning you could just tweak the macros in favor for a higher fat diet. But the goal of this video is to try and cater for the majority of people who are watching this within the fit fam, which I hope aren't morbidly obese. And this is why I've stuck with the numbers I have, as when it comes to the research, high carb, high protein, moderate to lowish fat diets seem to be best. So yeah, we're all different, but the values you've calculated from the video will definitely give you a nice little evidence-based starting point, at least, which you can then tweak if needs be. Boom! We started this video in a sweaty mess and we finish in a sweaty mess. That is the story of my life. Trust me, I do have a shower sometimes. Maybe like once a month. Not serious. But yeah, it is the next day. Let's get to the question. You want to know how many calories did I eat yesterday? Well, we didn't actually do too much damage. We were like just over 5,000 calories. I think it was like 5,100. We had 198 grams of protein, so we still hit our protein. 764 grams of carbohydrates and 157 grams of fat. So that is the end of the video. Hopefully it was self-explanatory. Don't want to make it any longer than it has to be. So if you liked the video, gain just a little bit of value from it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below in the comment section what you want to see next in the next video. So hope you all have a good day. See you later. Boop!